Kindly be seated. From small beginnings come great things. The secret of getting ahead is getting started. Respected luminaries and dignitaries on and off the dais, dear members of the faculty, heads and directors of the departments and centers, talented participants from across the country, industry representatives, mentors, evaluators, press and media partners, and student friends. A very delightful morning to everyone. With gentle smile, high hopes, and great desires, we welcome you all for the inaugural ceremony of the grand finale of Smart India Hackathon 2022 Software Edition. The Smart India Hackathon is jointly organized by Ministry of Education's Innovation Cell, All India Council for Technical Education, Persistent Systems, and I4C. As a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav celebrations, 75 higher education institutes and incubators have been identified as nodal centers to conduct the Smart India Hackathon in its well-defined and established way. KPR Institute of Engineering and Technology is much privileged to host the prestigious Smart India Hackathon as the nodal center with the various teams of students across the region. I once again welcome you all for the inaugural of Smart India Hackathon 2022. Work as if everything depends on you. Pray as if everything depends on spiritual contemplation. With that being said, let us invoke the blessings of Tamil Thai. We request the gathering to rise up for Tamil Thai Varthu.
Thank you, everyone. Tradition is an illusion of permanence. It's time to have our traditional lamp lightings as a symbol of truth, knowledge, and understanding, and initiate the event in the luminous manner. May we request the dignitaries to kindly light the lamp. Thank you, dignitaries. To be inspired is great. To be an inspiration is an honor. Here is an incredible person with gaiety and guts, who has inspired many with exuberance and energy. Brave in actions and bold in expression, she proves to be a promising leader. May we request our beloved principal, Dr. M. Akila, to welcome the gathering.
Good morning to one and all present here. I extremely welcome the gathering. A mini India is present here today. All the nooks and corners of India. This says that it is one nation, one culture, and one India. And we should be very, very proud to be an Indian, to gather here, to bring up the nation to the next level. Actually, this hackathon is not just a hackathon. It's actually skilling India. And Government of India, along with all the ministries, they are trying their level best for the last 10 years to skill India, not the leaders like us, not the oldies like us, not the middle-aged people, but they are concentrating more on school students and college students. So before welcoming, I like to thank Shri Narendra Modi ji, the Prime Minister of India, and the ministries involved for making this happen, Smart India Hackathon, across India in 75 nodal centers. Thank you, Prime Minister ji. And next comes the people involved in making this happen. And today we have amidst us Dr. Pradap Sanap, Nodal Center Head, Smart India Hackathon 2022, Principal Data Science, L&T Infotech Pune. I have to say a few words about him before welcoming itself. He is one of the person down to earth and one of the key personnel who is involved in Smart India Hackathon for the past 7 years from the day one till today, who is instrumental in making this Smart India Hackathon, networking people, and I wholeheartedly welcome Dr. Pradap Sanap for this SIH2022 at KPR Institute of Engineering and Technology. Welcome you, sir. Next is Dr. Nityanandan Devaraj, very impressive CEO in the country. He is the CEO of Flow Link Systems Private Limited, Coimbatore. It is so nearby to this college, but he is a big man. The CV, I want you to look at his CV in the internet, it is available. He has contributed so much for the industry. How a leader should be, how a manager should be, how a servant leadership should be. We should learn from him a lot. I wholeheartedly welcome Dr. Nityanandan Devaraj for Smart India Hackathon 2022. And academician, the Vice Chancellor of K.R. Mangalam University, the complete world of education, Professor C.S. Dubey, one of the finest university in India. Thank you for being here, and I welcome you for this Smart India Hackathon 2022. I am privileged to welcome Dr. Ravi Kumar, who is the Head Center for Innovation, Incubation and Entrepreneurship Development of KPR Institute of Engineering and Technology, and the convener of SIH 2022 at our campus. The same way, I welcome Dr. Srilata, Professor Biomedical Engineering and the Associate Head of Center for Innovation, Incubation and Entrepreneurship Development. Welcome you, ma'am. I welcome all the heads of various departments, the Director, Career Development Center, Dr. Tamarai Kannan, various heads present here, faculty of KPRIET, and the participants across India. I know it would have been a difficult journey to enter into the grand finale of SIH 2022. Was it or not? No. Interesting, curious, challenging. So many things. I was able to see you yesterday with bright faces and coming down from north to south. I understand the travel might be tough, but you will enjoy the next 36 hours of hackathon in KPRIET, and we will see that we will keep you safe and a lovable campus where you'll have lots of memories to take back to your institute or your place. With this small note, I welcome you once again for this Smart India Hackathon 2022. Now I welcome the new news, print and media and the digital media team for the coverage of this SIH 2022, and we will have a great 2 days with us and prove ourselves that we will beat the other countries when it comes to skilling. All the very best, my dear students. I welcome you all once again.
Thank you, ma'am, for your heartwarming words of welcome. Honoring is a sign of respect, adoration, and gratitude that rewards the action and perception of great minds. Having said that, let's proceed to the honoring ceremony. May we request Dr. M. Akila, Principal, KPRIET, to honor our chief guest, Dr. Nityanandan Devaraj, Chief Executive Officer of Flowlink System Private Limited, Coimbatore. Our principal ma'am to honor the special guest Dr. Pratap Sanab, Nodal Center Head, Smart India Hackathon 2022, Principal, Data Science, L&T Infotech, Pune. We request our principal ma'am to honor Mr. Dubey, Honorable VC. Dignitaries. A bespoke leader speaks much more than words. With that note, I would like to introduce Dr. Pratap Sanab, Nodal Center Head, Smart India Hackathon 2022. He is a Principal Data Science, L&T Infotech, Pune, with nearly 22 years of experience in applied research. He is passionate towards image, speech, and video analytics. He had spent significant time in predictive analysis and defining strategy for automation, risk analysis, and technology evaluation. He had completed his PhD in the field of video processing, video analytics, and reinforcement learning. Above and beyond all other considerations, he is a member of Smart India Hackathon Executive Committee. Now we humbly request Dr. Pratap Sanab, Principal Data Science, L&T Infotech, Pune, to address the gathering.
Hi, good morning all. Right. Thank you so much for inviting me, ma'am, here. It's a pleasure coming to this town, and especially to your institute. It's an amazing campus you have. And I hope everybody can echo that part. The arrangement we made for you are good, right? All right, thank you so much. So, respected member on dais, I am here as a nodal center head. So my responsibility primarily is to make sure that whatever we are doing for next 2 days of time runs smoothly, and I'm going to be behind Ravi sir and the management to make sure that whatever they committed gets executed here. All right. I want to really give a brief about this particular engagement. We started this Smart India Hackathon initiative in 2016. The planning started in 2016. 17, that is where we have executed the first Smart India Hackathon. And from last 6 years, we executed it 5 times. And this is the 5th edition is happening at this center. As ma'am said, it's already been happening at 75 different locations across India. And we are so rich people in terms of culture that everybody from across the country is coming and actually enjoying the location, the atmosphere, the way we behave across our country, and I think you must be witnessing that coming here from various states as well, right? I really want you to take a most of the advantage of people who are coming here as a jury. We have a jury coming from UGC. Take as much as knowledge what you can take from them, talk to them. They're gonna do any mentoring session. The evaluators which are coming from industry, make a most of it, talk to them, because they're gonna enrich your experience anyways, right? Their job is not to judge you. Predominantly, they have been asked to get your competence level 1+. The moment you go from here, if you are at A, I think the moment you reach home, you should be A++, right? I would have said C and C++, wouldn't have written an example for that, but let's get it in that way, okay? What I want you guys to take care of is a formula of 4C or 5 C's, which I generally talk about. So it's a collaboration that you need to learn. It's a communication. Communication is not only that the way we talk, but there are other virtues also. While you communicate with the juries, while you communicate with other team members, make sure that you talk the language which is really required. Then culture, I already spoke about it. Competency is the important aspect of every one of us. I think while you go through the journey, we are expected that your competency levels will go up and you can be market ready. And the competition is the last, which I'm not worried, because competition gives you one-time prize, but competency might pay you for whole your life. So the intention of this kind of engagement of hackathons is predominantly been thought through and structured for your own upskilling, as ma'am said, as well as get the best value for the ministries and a private organization who are giving the problem statement, because they believe people like us may not be able to solve, but people like you should be able to solve it appropriately. That's what they thought behind it. So all the young minds have been invited, right? So with that intention, this event has started, and probably we are having a good success of this particular event in last 4 editions, which one this is the 5th edition. So take a most of the advantage of the atmosphere. Talk to all the juries, be comfortable here, do let us know if anything is missing. We are there to help you out. Make sure that you adhere all the rules and regulations that each campus is carrying. At least in this campus, the faculties must have spoken to you what not to do, what to do. Just be following those rules here, because we know that this is a very important aspect of this event. We want you to come here safely and go back home safely. So be careful on that as well. Be within the campus only, right? So with that note, I really want to say thank you once again for applying to be a nodal center head for Smart India Hackathon, and then organizing such an amazing event here. Especially in Coimbatore, we have other few centers as well, but I could see the kind of energy the faculty members are showing, the volunteers are showing. I think, ma'am, you are already blessed with have such people with you, because without the support of this entire ecosystem alone cannot run this kind of shows. And I know from last 7-8 days, the team sitting in Delhi at AICT and few of my friends who are contributing, they are working day and night. We don't see the efforts there. We generally talk about the duck is very calm on top, but beneath the water, he does a lot of paddling. And there's a lot of energy been put in behind this particular event, right from the day one of problem statement selection to execution of this particular activity. So we all respect that. I want to say thank you to my team as well for doing all this amazing work, as well as thank you to AICT for bringing such an amazing platform for the students, and Minister of Education supporting it, and MIC is the heart of this particular engagement, who is executing this part. Dr. Abhay Jaireji, another guy who has got a tremendous vision of innovation. Vice Chairman sir is supporting this initiative wholeheartedly. We have Dr. Gambhir, who is also another part of MIC team, who knows each and every part of this event, how to execute this event, which at the scale, and the team which led by him is doing an amazing job. So I really want to say thank you to those guys who make sure that everything runs smoothly without a single challenge till the time. We will make them proud for next 2 days, not making any challenges further, but execute that event peacefully. With that note, thank you so much for coming here. You are already a winner. Now somebody will win the competition, but reaching at this stage from so many students itself is a winning part of it. So carry this proud moment with you. Someone will win definitely, but reaching at this stage, adding that you are a finalist of Smart India Hackathon in your resume makes a lot of value for that matter. And I also do a lot of recruitment for campus interviews through my organization. The moment I see a student SIH winning, my heart really goes towards that guy. So be proud of this particular engagement. Thank you so much, and have a good day.
Thank you, sir, for your enlightening speech.
Being a leader is not about title, positions, or flowcharts, rather a life, influencing the other. We are immensely pleased to introduce our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Nityanandan Devraj, Chief Executive Officer of Flowing Systems Private Limited, Coimbatore. He is a professional with a rare blend of industry entrepreneurial orientation, with remarkable success in roles as governing and advisory council of many leading organizations and industrial associations. He had played a leading role in bringing landmark changes in export incentives, classification of MSMEs, CPCB norms, waste and disposal management, training and development of educated youth seeking employment opportunities. He played a vital role in turning around a division and a company and in establishing large-scale projects as benchmarks in industry. He is the managing trustee of Sri Avinashiyappa Trust and involves in activities like rendering food, shelter, education, and Medicare for the needy and deserving. He has more than 35 years of experience in engineering manufacturing organizations as business head. It's a privilege for KPRIET to have such an exemplary leading light amidst us. May we now request Dr. Nityanandan Devraj to address the gathering.
Thanks for the wonderful intro. Dignitaries honored of the days. It's a pleasure and honor to be here amongst you all. Invariably, the question asked whenever we have an opportunity to address this kind of a gathering is, how is the world doing? I think you are a lucky generation to go through the kind of disruptions what we are seeing now. As ma'am rightly said in her introductory remark, we are a generation which is passing by. The future belongs to you, and India is a country which is rich with young adults who are the future of not only the country, the world. I'm sure the people, the members on the dais and the faculty over here will agree with me. 2050 will see 35% of the leading position across the world occupied by the Indians. You have seen the revolution happening in US. Of course, we have to become multilinguistics. There is no second thought about it because people understand the native language better than the foreign languages. Obviously, as and when we adopt a foreign language and we belong to the country where we work, the country will belong to us and the business will also belong to us. Well, the global order has seen two disruptions together. One disruption was the pandemic, and second disruption is the new world order, what we are looking at. The world is divided now, thanks to Russian and Ukraine war. We thought we were just coming out of the pandemic-induced disruption and the kind of challenges what we went through. And nobody imagined there could be a war between Russia and Ukraine to this scale. Everybody thought it would be over in 3 days. Friends, it's more of socio-economic politics. The world order works on opportunities and threats. Strengths and weaknesses are more internalized, whereas opportunities and threats are at macro level. Whenever I speak, even to professionals, I say there are two things which we should be wary of: the controllable factors and the uncontrollable factors. The uncontrollable factors are the macro level factors, which has an influence, equal influence on each and every individual and businesses what we work for. If we are weak in the controllable factors, the strengths and weaknesses what we talk about, We will not be able to maneuver the opportunities and threats. Opportunities and threats are normally induced by external factors, like pandemic, what we saw. Every disruption gives us an opportunity. Look at the world that have moved towards digitalization. The pace of digitalization increased manifold thanks to the pandemic. And all of us adopted to it, though the social fabric is going through a change. And I keep telling my daughter, the kind of comfort what she has interacting over a phone, I don't see the same comfort when he meets people and talk to them. She, despite being a medico. So just before coming in, I was talking to the principal, Dr. Akila. I am a big fan of people-to-people interaction. Probably you can call me the old-gen person. But the maturity comes out of people-to-people interaction. Well, one of the efforts of digitalization is not to eliminate human intervention, but to supplement human intervention. We have to be very, very careful about it. We have to be very, very careful about it. Digitalization should not be looked at as an alternate for human interventions, whereas it should supplement human interventions. To err is human. The world adopts digitalization. I'm a big fan of IoT. I'm a big fan of e-commerce for the benefits what it has given to the world. IoT, identify and eliminate all the possible errors. E-commerce, to eliminate the ecological sensitiveness what human beings can induce upon. Travel has reduced to a large extent. But for the last mile connectivity, which all of us faced as a challenge, because even the gig economy could not resolve the last mile connectivity issues, though we all could order what we need on the net, but the person to deliver, we had always been conscious about during the pandemic. So obviously you cannot completely eliminate in the social value chain. I don't call it as an economic value chain, but the social value chain, the people, you can't take the people equation out of it. It's people who drive the social value chain. And you can't see in isolation an economic value chain and social value chain. That's very important. Where does innovation start? There is a lot of distinction between invention and innovation. Invention is confined to R&D institutions, whereas 99% of the world operates out of innovation. It's incremental innovation what we are all looking at. In industry, what we call as continual improvement. Innovation is seen as double engines. One is for problem solving and second is for inducing changes. I think today you all assembled here to look at the problems given to you as opportunities and give your own solutions. This is just a starting. The best way to change, the best way to create a market for yourself, and the best way to to create a market for the products and services what you want to give and belong to, is to change yourself. Create a disruption by inducing changes. In management terms, we call it as cannibalization. Look at Mahindra. When we all grew up, there was something called as MM540. Today, I don't know how many of you remember MM540. Where is college today? Innova replaced college. Not that they were product failures. But I thought there is a life cycle, and Japanese do it fantastically well. Given my own experience, when I was invited as a supplier to look at a Honda factory, even before the first gen Honda was launched, I was wondering because people were designing factories for making 10,000 cars a month. Honda designed a factory only to make 800, 900 cars a month. When I spoke to the president then, he was saying, "Sir, you're building such a small factory, wherein others are building capacities of 10,000 cars a month, where you're looking at only 10,000 cars a year." He only said, "Nathan, we know the market. We know the pulse of the market. We don't sell. People buy Japanese products." And he knows for sure, he was saying, we know the life cycle of the product. We don't want this product to survive beyond 3 years, even if it is a successful product. And I remember 10 years before, Ambassador and Toyota started at the same time, it seems. Today, only thing that is common, though Ambassador does not exist, is the 4 wheels. Look at the product innovations that have happened elsewhere in the world and the kind of innovations what we have in our world. There are two reasons for that. And I'm a strong believer in Indian innovative capabilities. We don't have to worry if we're not product innovators. No, we need not be product innovators, just reinventing the world. But we have to be good process innovators, adopters. We are adoptive innovators. Ma'am, for your information, my doctorate is on innovation capability of Coimbatore-based engineering. This is which can be extrapolated to the entire world. How does innovation survive? Where does it start? Japanese do it, again, please, I'm a big fan of, Japanese philosophy of working. Two things I'm, a big fan of. One is the Six Sigma, introduced by Jack Welch, and second is the Five Whys, which is philosophy which I invariably, I think Dr. Raja, my colleague here, will agree with me. I don't start a day without questioning. And it's the questioning ability which drives the innovation. Interrogation is the first step if you have to bring in a change, if you want to be innovative. Each of us are innovations. I do not know how many of you believe when I say that majority of the innovations in this country have happened in the villages, which is not even captured and documented. We don't even know. Today, there is an innovation which there is for spreading water across the field in a very, very economical way, sowing in a very economical way, plucking coconuts in a very economical way, in a productive way. How many of us are aware of it? Friends, today most of the successful organizations, the one who have leveraged rural marketing capabilities, that itself is an innovation. Thanks to, again, digital world, rural hubs, innovation hubs. Again I'm saying, repeating, last mile connectivity is only possible because of digitalization, which the era you all belong to. Moving forward, it's not enough we start with digitalization. We have to move towards integration. I consider Steve Jobs not as an innovator, but as an integrator of technologies. He understood very clearly what the world will need in the future, not for then, but in the future. She looked at what the then players in the cell phone market are doing. Nokia was one of the best-selling phones when Apple started the marketing of mobile phones. Where is Nokia today? Nokia itself underwent a lot of changes. Nokia started as a shoes and chappals manufacturing company. Later on, they adopted electronics as their industry. Today, Nokia, nobody remembers they started as a shoes and chappals manufacturing company. I think 10 years now, people will not even remember what Nokia was. Not that it was a product failure, because it's a failure of application innovation. As I said, the beginning of innovation is interrogation. Second is integration. Integration with what people need and what you can offer. Third, of course, out of the four eyes, third eye is the innovation, and the fourth eye is the improvisation. You can't stop. As he began saying, the world looks at continual improvements and not continuous improvement. Continuous improvement belongs to R&D institutions, whereas continual improvement is what we all belong to, the majority of the population, the commercial aspect of innovation. Friends, I am again a strong believer in innovation for social benefits, not for sake of innovation. It is of no use to anybody. You can have creative freedom. There is no second thought about it. Innovation sustains on creativity and creative freedom. But having said that, having undergone a research for 5 years, believe me when I say innovation is a very, very structured process. It's not a once in a blue moon opportunity. It's a very, very structured process. You have to be committed to change. You have to be committed to change. There are many barriers to innovation. One barrier, the most important barrier which you all should be wary of, is the people barrier. In a commercial establishment, only 3% of the people can be committed to innovation. The remaining 97% has to be involved in converting the innovation into a commercial product. I'm going to end. Into a commercial product. I'm sure all of you will agree with me, any innovation which does not see the commercial success, is it of benefit to the society? The four problem statements what you've been given, I'm sure, will lead you to a better world in the coming years. It will eliminate a lot of non-validating activities. Friends, today as we move forward, measurements are very critical to success. Very, very critical to success, whether as an individual or as a professional or a business entity. It's very, very essential to success. Without measurements, can you improve? Unless you know where you stand today, will it be possible for you to improve? So please set benchmarks, please set measurements and improve upon. I thank the management for inviting me and giving me this opportunity and declare the Smart India Hackathon 2022 as inaugurated, the final of Smart India Hackathon 2022 as inaugurated, and my prayers to the Almighty to bless everyone present here, your peers and families with a bright and healthy future. Thank you so much and wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir, for your enthralling words on the inaugurating of Smart India Hackathon 2022.
We request the dignitaries on the dais to kindly occupy the seats of the dais. And we are now connected to the central inauguration.